This is the Muzilog magazine podcast with host Sam Archer. So, Mr. Chris Mallet, it's so good to have you on the Muzilog platform. You had the chance to interview me a couple of weeks ago. I thought that went really well.
Me too.
And it's such a privilege to be able to, I don't want to say return the favor. What's the better way to say that?
You know, I'm honored that we're kind of turning the tables here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were asking me questions last time, so now I get to ask you questions.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
Yes.
Excited, honored to be here. Very cool.
And congrats on the new record.
Thank you.
Now I didn't get to do a thorough listen, so I sort of did a quick browse through. But we're going to get to the album in a little bit. I want to start, or I want to get a little background on you.
Yeah.
You know, I was trying to find like a bio or something. I was like, okay, well, you know, who is Chris Mallet? So let's start with that. Where you're from, what's your hometown, your beginnings. Talk to us.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I'm Chris Mallet. I'm a singer-songwriter and producer. I'm based in the DMV area right now. I'm originally from Los Angeles County. Well, I'm from the South Bay region of Los Angeles. So, shout out to South Bay.
Shout out to South Bay.
Yeah. So, I took piano lessons for about 5 years growing up. And then, in high school, I really got into wanting to learn songs or like how to write songs. And I started, learning guitar myself. And in college, got heavily into songwriting. That led to my first album, even when I didn't realize. So, after college, I went to Howard for undergrad, and I stayed at Howard for my PhD program. So I've been in the DC area for 10 years now. So after so been here. Yeah, it's been wonderful. I love it here. And I love it in LA. So a lot of themes. Make sure I include that in there.
That's good. That's good. Unfortunately, a few years ago, we had this whole East-West thing going on. Thankfully, not in the whole music industry. It was really more on the hip hop side of things, on the rap side of things. We had a senseless rivalry, I call it, because at the end of the day, it didn't make any sense. And then we lost two great icons in the melee. But I am happy that you are showing LA love. We're on the East Coast.
Yes.
And hey, it's a place. People are from there. There's brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers. Right. Just like any other city, or any other state or country. Or now, being from South Bay, the South Bay area.
Right. Yeah.
I think there's a soul R&B artist. Her name is it Go Appel or
Oh, that sounds familiar. Is
it Go Appel? Her name is Go Appel.
I don't know the pronunciation.
Don't kill me. But she had like a big song. This is like about maybe 10 years ago, and it was sort of like an underground record, sort of like how Jill Scott and them sort of came out on the scene. It wasn't really like a big fanfare in the industry. It was sort of like they kind of snuck up on you.
Nice.
And then her song, it had a da, 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 da. It had like a rise in the chords. And it was a nice little record that snuck up in the market. I was like, this is kind of nice. And then folks were like, this is from the Bay Area.
Okay, very nice.
So
very cool.
you might need to do some research on that. Now I couldn't help when I saw the picture, your keyboard picture. I couldn't help but seeing the word Casio.
Right. Yeah.
So are you're a Casio guy? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Man, I'm not. I have I'm looking in my room. I have a Yamaha, like an 88 key.
Uh-huh.
Um that's a Casio. I think the keyboard I started on
Uh-huh.
is a Yamaha. I think I'm more of actually a Yamaha type of.
Okay. Now don't be bad, don't feel bad about the Casio, because Casio, when I started doing a lot of playing in the mid 80s,
Mm.
and as I told you in the last interview, I told you I grew up in Tobago,
Right. Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago. So I grew up on a small island. I was one of the premier musicians, not the only one, but one of the premier musicians on the island. It wasn't a lot of us. It was probably about maybe 4 of us.
Wow.
That, either we were playing at your church service, or your wedding, or your funeral, or your banquet, or whatever it was. One of us was going to be there.
Wow.
And the keyboard, the main keyboard, was Casio at the time.
Hey.
That was
Right.
that was the keyboard. So
Yeah.
when I saw the Casio in the I said, "Oh my God, he's rocking the Casio!"
Right. Yeah. I mean,
So-
it's a an iconic brand. What I
Yes,
love
it
about
is.
that
Yes, it
one, it's from the 80s, and it
Yes.
has like 4 octaves, so it's enough for me to really play it, but it's also really portable, so it's done me well. Yeah.
And if you decide to do like the old school reggae,
Ooh.
the
Right.
bass is in there.
Ah,
It's gonna.
okay.
You want that sort of bass.
To
You're gonna
feel
get
it.
it from. Yeah, you're gonna get it from the Casio. You're definitely gonna get it from the Casio.
Hey.
So, how many instruments do you play?
Yeah, I play guitar and piano, and I've been producing for about 3 years, so programming drums. So, but I'll say
Okay,
2
okay.
instruments. Yeah.
And you do like sequencing and drum programming and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And before I run away, you said you're doing a PhD.
I am in psychology. Yeah.
Oh, you did tell me that in the last interview, right? But it wasn't your interview; it was my interview. So,
Right.
so when are you scheduled to graduate from that program?
Yeah, I'm in the final stages. So right now I'm working on my
Oh.
dissertation. Well, finishing my dissertation, and there's like a full-time year-long internship, so I'll be starting that in September.
I would have been saying, "Oh my God!" But you're almost done. So,
Yeah.
congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
that's great. That's great, man. And I mean, anyone who's getting into things like that, it's a beautiful thing. So let's go to influences. Who are some of the people that influenced you?
Yeah, sure. And I could go on and on about influences. I'd also tend to think about influences from like a genealogy or lineage perspective. So
Okay.
I would say, at the top would be, like Sam Cooke with, like pop and soul, and also Sarah Vaughan as well. And even I haven't necessarily listened to a ton of Sarah Vaughan, but just the way her voice is and her stage presence is really inspiring and affirming to me as a role model.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but kind of when we come to more recent times, I would say very direct influences were, I think of it in 2 ways. Like on my kind of indie rock, indie pop would be like Tegan and Sarah. And there's someone called John Allison Weiss and Fences. So kind of coming there, but then also from like from the hip hop side, like Kanye West and Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole.
And I think I heard a little flavor like that on one of the songs.
Right.
Right. But yeah, but okay, that's very good. Very, very good.
Learn about the ever-changing climate of the music industry and learn how to position yourself. With the new book, Hybrid Executive, great for indiepreneurs, indie artists, managers, engineers, booking agents, and more. Hybrid executive is the new terminology for today's indie artist, written by music producer Samuel E. Archer. Now available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, BookBaby, and other leading ebook distributors. Visit thehybridexecutive.com for more information.
You're more of a singer-songwriter type of artist, because the when I was browsing through your songs, again, I'll have to do another listen, but I'm browsing through the record, and I'm thinking more like movies, like like what I heard. It's more like you'd probably be looking at a film, maybe a drama, or like a Michael Mann, like a Michael Mann type film, and then like one of your songs, just the mood of what you capture, would really fit that sort of a cinematic vibe right there. So that might be something you might want to pursue. Because sometimes they don't necessarily would pick like something that's commercial.
Right.
A lot of times they will pick something that has more like an abstract or a folk, like a folk pop type of a feel. So that's sort of like what I gathered from checking out the music.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah.
You never heard that before?
No, I heard that from the first album, and the first one is a lot more of me playing guitar and doing singer-songwriter stuff. So it's really cool to hear that come through on the second one. A lot. Definitely films. I kind of see the film industry sucking you in there on some of the films in there. So that's like
something
Juno type of thing. Have you seen that movie Juno? Like
not yet. I haven't seen Juno yet. But, I need to check out Juno.
Not really, but it was like for, I guess, growing up, it was a great film. It was kind of indie, and some people have said, like my songs have it's like indie pop or something, and it goes nicely with film. So I'll have to pitch some songs to film.
Yeah, the closest guy I could think of is like Michael Mann. When he does his movies, he doesn't necessarily pick like who's who in music. He would get something really different but effective. You know what I mean? It would sort of have that sort of a vibe.
Nice.
So I really gathered that. So let's talk about your new project.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's talk about the title. The title is Keep Going. And what's the inspiration for this record?
Yes. So Keep Going, simply, the message is whatever you're going through in life, no matter how hard it gets, to just keep, pursuing whatever you desire in life. So, that's the one-liner inspiration, but it works on, multiple levels. So,
Okay. Yeah. That's I like that. That's inspirational for me, because not just me, but people, we go through, in all walks of life, we just go through so much every day, every minute, every second, and sometimes you just need to hear an encouraging word,
right?
or just a theme or something, and keep going. It means, hey, what? Just remember why you're here, and get to that goal. So let's talk about the inception of the album. Did you just pile up a couple of songs and say, okay, I'm going to throw these out and see what happens, or was there like were you having a moment and you said, okay, I'm gonna you were inspired to do these selections? How many songs are on there? Like 6 songs?
7 of them.
7 songs. And what was the concept behind the project?
Yeah, definitely. I'm known for writing, heartfelt songs, just really honest, raw songs. And
harmonic heart, huh?
Definitely.
Okay.
Right, coming from the heart. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And so it started with me, just writing, going about life, writing my honest songs. And there came a point where I was thinking about, or think I just had a goal of I want to do an EP every year. So as I was doing that, I was thinking of 5 songs, and I thought, okay, what phrase summarizes this period of my life? And that period of my life was like, just keep going, man, just keep going. So
okay.
Yeah, once I had that title, then I was able to arrange the songs and think about what other songs would fit well in the sequence. So some songs I wrote knowing, for example, like 2 More Years. I had that song concept, but I finished it because I knew it was crucial for that song to be in the set list at that point in the track list at that point in the sequence, so that it makes sense overall as a narrative. Because the overall project takes you through my life from 2018 to 2020.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that I think that works.
Sweet.
And how was your so for example, what door and what's the door that you use, and
definitely.
Did you do anything interesting in the production? We want to know. We want to know.
Sure. Yeah. I am an open book, and I can go on and on about that stuff. I love it. I use Pro Tools. So I've been using Pro Tools for 3 years now. And yeah, I use the M Audio MIDI controller. Yeah, I got it right here.
All right.
So I used the M Audio I tend to start, at least the music side, with like piano chords, and then do drums, like program drums with the M Audio MIDI.
Okay.
And then add bass and add whatever like flare elements of melodic elements. I have my guitar, so
okay, so
it could be
it's like it's a combination, and it's not necessarily in a specific order, because I know some songs maybe the guitar might hit you first, or the piano might hit you first, or maybe the drums might hit you first in any given. I guess so as a songwriter, as a shared title of a songwriter with you,
right?
Not all songs hit me from the track aspect. Sometimes it just hits me from the melody, and I'm like, oh wow, this is nice. And then now I got to go and express it on one of the instruments or on the keyboard and all of that. Right. So that's good to know. Now, do you just produce for yourself, or have you produced for other individuals as well?
Yes, I've produced for other people as well. Trying to think. I don't think they've come out like officially yet. As official.
Okay, so
music.
they're like work in progress type production.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
Koya, I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas. How you doing? This is Tom Cup from Music by Tom Cups. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on upbeat.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
Okay, so this is album number 2.
Yes.
Okay, so between album 1 and 2, now you're building your catalog. But what was the concept of 1? And what was the reception of the first one?
Right, definitely. Yeah, the first one was called Even When I Didn't Realize. So I consider that to be a concept album. Well, it's a concept album, and it's a coming of age story that culminates with a spiritual revelation. So that project conveys the period of my life between essentially between graduating high school and graduating undergrad.
Okay. And some of the pictures, you look a tad bit younger.
Right. Yeah.
A tad bit younger.
Yeah. So probably those pictures most of them are from 2015 before I started my PhD program that, aged me.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was received well. My good friend that I grew up with, his name's Chris Hernandez, and he produced that album with me. So it was me and him in his garage in LA County, and it was really fun. And we recorded it the summer before I started my PhD program. So I really didn't know if I would have an opportunity to ever record another album. So I was really putting my all into that album and with the recording and with promoting it. So that leads to the title for the second one, where I was like, no, I'm not going to leave it off at that one. I'm going to learn how to produce myself and keep going with this music thing. So
keep going. See,
exactly.
You use the title again. That's what's
right.
up. That's what's up. Now, what do you want music lovers to get from this project?
Definitely for sure, to keep going and, pursuing what they love. Definitely. I think after making this, I realized my strength as an artist. Well, two main strengths, but probably the most interesting is how well I'm able to convey periods of my life. So it's cool that, you say that, they apply well to movies and just capturing, an emotion, to be able to kind of be a soundtrack to people's lives. So I think that's really cool. And then I think with the first album, I was trying to prove myself as a songwriter and a musician. And, with this one, I show that I'm a producer and, I mixed and mastered it myself as well. So I just like the compositions and arrangements, and especially how I grew in terms of my vocal arrangements. They're a lot more complex. So.
Yeah, and the way you do your vocals, or what I gathered from that, again, I didn't listen thoroughly, but I noticed you do like a double, like a double vocal, and that was a style of I don't know if it was because of the sound of the 70s, but folks like goodness. Like John Lennon's, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, and a lot of artists then they would double their lead vocal. It was sort of like a style that is like, and especially in the hip movement, or I should say the hippie movement, when they recorded, so you had. I don't know, maybe the element of LSD was involved, so there was maybe some other extra stuff going on, but it gave it a certain sound, so I noticed on some of the songs you did like a double on the voice, which today, funny enough, I might be recording someone today, and if I do a double, then they don't really like, why are you doubling my voice? They want to argue with you, like, no, don't double my voice. But when you listen to those old records, it was a thing to do, to really bring a different sort of a texture to the lead vocal. And I know we're talking about your project, but on my project, there's a few of them where I'm actually doing some doubles here and there, just as a texture. So I hope it doesn't turn off the audience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, especially to hear your perspective on, well, one, that it sounds, like folksy and, for movies. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, a comparison to the Beatles and things like that. But yeah, I guess I'm curious what genres you would put kind of the sound in, based off of what you've heard.
I will say, well, singer-songwriter is really the head title. But
yeah.
I would go in the direction of like a folk, like a folk pop
Nice.
direction that I gathered for what I heard. So I'll say like a folk pop vibe.
Nice.
So but is that what you were going for, or?
I come out of folk. That's a big tradition that I studied a long time. So
Okay.
I'm happy with that. I think definitely in singer songwriter. I think it's interesting, and I think really cool that folk comes out, and I didn't use a lot of guitar on the album, so it's kind of cool how that comes out.
Folk isn't really. And I understand why you say that, because most folk artists, they play guitar.
Right. Yeah.
So but it's really the approach of the writing. This is the way how a folk person would write. Very the writing is really, really visual. It's simple, but like when it's said, and it's almost like it has a story telling type of a vibe to it.
Yeah, definitely.
And Tracy Chapman does that very well with her records. So it's a story, or it's a philosophy, and the way it's said in the writing is really what gives it that folk thing. Because then now people who gravitate to the music can actually start using it in their soundtrack of life, either from the like a line in the song, or a chorus would have a specific meaning, and then that could be used in a conversation piece. So a lot of folk records end up in conversation pieces, because that's really what it does. It's not necessarily a commercial type of a genre, although there's an audience for it. People who they get into folk, but the purpose of it is a little bit more intimate, opposed to okay, I'm doing a record for the club, or I'm doing a record for the radio, or I'm doing this record to shop to these artists over here. So it's a totally different purpose for folk, and it's a small. The only thing with it, when I say small, the star-studded folks in there, it's a small collective. But if you travel, there's a lot of singer-songwriters.
Yeah, definitely.
Out there,
yeah, all over.
and they walk with a guitar.
Right.
They have a guitar on, and they could go anywhere. Plug in a little mic, and and put a bucket on the street, and just start busting down some songs, and they could be there for 2-3 hours just singing originals.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I love that. That makes sense. And yeah, definitely coming out of that, singer-songwriter folk tradition, my, one of the main motivations, is to share my inner world and to tell stories. So I'm glad, that comes through, and it fits, in the genre. So
yeah. And which one of the songs, let's say you're going to pick one, which one would you like folks to like really check out on this album? Because you say you have 7 records.
Yeah.
You have God and I. Okay.
Right. Yeah. I would say people really a consistent favorite has been Time to Focus on Me, and that's my favorite song I've ever written.
Okay. And I see that song number 6.
Yep.
In the project here. So okay, so that's it right there. And were you doing like a live performance somewhere? Or?
Yeah, I was. So just with a similar ethos, like I'm gonna make an album. I did those with my first concerts. So the album cover is a picture of me at my second solo concert that I threw myself. So it's in Silver Spring, Maryland, at this cafe called Bump and Grind.
Ooh.
Sultry.
That kind of hit me like
wow.
All right. So how can folks get in touch with you And I take it the album is on all platforms
It is.
that they
Yep.
can stream: Spotify, Tidal,
Yep.
Apple,
Yep.
YouTube. But how can folks find you?
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, the album is everywhere, all streaming platforms under Chris Mallet, and you can follow me on Instagram at Chris Mallet Music. So Mallet is spelled Mallett, 2 L's, 2 T's. Chris Mallet Music on Instagram. My YouTube is great. I have Instagram and YouTube would be awesome. Chris Mallet on YouTube. I love showing people behind the scenes, and just talking to people about how I made the songs and stuff. So I go into the Pro Tools sessions and show you how I make the beats and kind of what inspired the songs. So yeah, if y'all are interested in that type of stuff, then please follow me.
Oh, so on YouTube you have like behind the or is that on IG?
It's on both. I posted on both.
Okay, so you have like behind the scenes as you record the project. Okay.
Well, I go back and like I explain it. So it's not like you don't see me as I'm making it, but I go back in retrospect and I show you and open the session how I did it.
Okay. Now, is there anything that you wanted to talk about that I didn't get to ask you?
No, this has been great. I really appreciate, you
covered
having me
everything.
on.
Yeah.
Learn about the ever-changing climate of the music industry and learn how to position yourself. With the new book, Hybrid Executive, great for indiepreneurs, indie artists, managers, engineers, booking agents, and more. Hybrid Executive is the new terminology for today's indie artist, written by music producer Samuel E. Archer. Now available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, BookBaby, and other leading ebook distributors. Visit thehybridexecutive.com for more information.
I do ask other questions. Sometimes it's off limits, but this is just to spice up the interview a little bit.
Okay.
So are you ready for those other questions? They're not
Okay.
necessarily music related.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You're one of the few that's ready to jump in. He said, "Sure, okay."
We'll see how they come.
We'll see how they come. Okay, you just ride the wave as however it comes. I feel you. So what's your favorite color?
Oh, okay. I like these.
That's yeah. There you go.
Blue. I'll say light blue.
Light blue. Light blue. Interesting.
Yeah, nice and cool. Yeah.
Did I have anyone that liked blue as yet? I don't know. Well, and then you said light blue, so that's
like the sky.
Yeah, you even put it on a whole other thing there. I'll have to check my other interviews because it's a new thing I've been doing with the latest set of interviews where I'll ask these off questions. So any reason why you like blue, the light blue, or you just like the blue just because?
Man.
He's laughing. Okay.
As I love light blue and I like green, and I just realized that I just love looking at the sky, and there's like a tree and the scenery. So I just love that. I think that's where it comes from. Yeah.
Okay. Good. And there's no substance abuse while this is happening. This is just natural. This is just a natural.
Right, and I'm a chill person, and and the music is really soothing. So I feel like I don't need to.
You don't need to go to
else,
all right, good. I just thought I'd ask.
That's funny. That's funny as well with the comparison of like the hippies, and then I bring up a tree, and it's like what?
Okay, so the other question is, when you're in the kitchen, what do you like to prepare?
Ooh, all right. Let me see. I enjoy, it's really simple. Just, scrambled eggs, cinnamon toast. right there is pretty solid. Pretty solid.
He's a
That's what I
breakfast guy. He's a
I'm a breakfast
breakfast.
guy.
He's a
Yeah.
breakfast guy. So now, so
Mhm.
you will do breakfast at lunch as well if you're home. Like you just.
If I'm home, like a good, chicken sandwich would be good. Like, grill the chicken and put it on a bun with some lettuce, tomato. Tasty.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Real simple. You don't get into
I'm a
like a
simple
little
guy.
gourmet or a little saute or
Right.
a little
No,
cook
all of
up
my
rice or a little oxtail.
no, all of my attention goes into a PhD or music, and anything else, I'm like, we're keeping it
Really,
simple.
you simple.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it.
Thank you.
I'm not mad at it at all. Funny enough, a couple of weeks ago, I asked, I was interviewing someone. I said, "Hey, so I get to this question, and she goes, "Oh, salad,"
Oh, all right. Okay. All
I
right.
was like,
Healthy.
"What?"
Yeah.
And my final question would be, uh, give me like 3 artists that's in your MP3 player at this point that you've been just rocking out with for the last couple of days.
Definitely. Mahalia, she's a R&B singer, like a new R&B singer. I love her. And she's R&B. She also has like the guitar playing too.
Mm-hmm.
Meg the Stallion. I've been listening to Meg the Stallion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll say Doja Cat, and I'll say Saweetie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So listening to MBB
Interesting.
Borelli. Yeah.
Interesting. I thought he'd say, Tracy Chapman.
Right.
What's the other brother name there? But anyway, but that's all right. That's all right. So you listen to the crazy stuff, but then you write totally like all the way to the other end of the spectrum.
The sentimental, the wholesome, all that.
Interesting. That's cool. I can see that. No, but seriously, like sometimes I think when they ask like someone like a Pharrell or other producers, and they say, so what do you listen to? And I think a lot of times it's probably you want to listen to something different to what you actually create, just for the contrast in your spirit, because if you do R&B and you just listen to R&B all day, then you're just sort of like one-sided. But if you do R&B, but then on any given day you're probably checking out some pop records or maybe some classical. So sometimes I'll just be for me, I'll just go into a Mozart and a Bach. I'll just go on that binge where it's just I'm listening to violins and strings, and I like to hear I love when strings do arpeggios and things like that.
Oh, for sure.
Or I love to hear counter melodies by Bach. I like to because it's interesting to hear a rhythmic pitches. So it's like you're listening to all these little confetti things, but they're in time. It's like it's like confetti coming out, but they're in a certain order, and it's rhythmically running. So you have a melody here, and there's a counter melody over there, and sometimes I gotta just put that on just to I guess what we call realign my spirit.
I get it.
Which is totally different to what I would write,
Yeah.
So I get it, but I wasn't expecting to hear Mag, what's her name?
Meg the Stallion.
Meg the Stallion. I wasn't expecting to hear that at all. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
So
I enjoy it.
Cool. That's cool. Man, this has been a blast. A blast.
Definitely.
Thanks for coming on the Muzilog.com platform. If you have anything else, please feel free to reach out and say, "Yo, Sam, I need help me post this," or
All right.
I need another interview.
All right.
Just we at Muzilog, we'll be happy to have you again, and just keep us posted on your progress.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this has been so fun. And again, I really appreciate it. And yeah, definitely, of course, you're welcome to come back on to Harmonic Heart, anytime
Of course,
too.
of course. Yeah, I just got to know that Sweetie started a live video on Instagram.
Oh,
So you
right.
might probably want to run over there and check that out. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to hop over there. So that would be great.
Chris,
but yeah,
it's been a blast.
it's been fun.
Thank you for the opportunity. You take care.
Check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
Koya, I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas.
How you doing? This is Tom Cutt from Music by Tom Cutt. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on up, E.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
Be sure to visit our website, Muzilog.com. MUZILOG, Muzilog.com, where music, entertainment, and culture lives.